Hi. Okay. So the monthly prompt is prompt this month was to write a poem about food, and it seems like it should be an easy prompt for me, but because I have food in a lot of my poetry, but it's often supporting an idea rather than the main idea. So of course, if I had to write a poem only about food, it had to be about pork roll. I guess it was kind of my destiny in a way to write this poem. Pork roll. Whereas only in Jersey would there be near universal agreement about everyone's favorite breakfast meat, but bitter animosity over what it's called. And whereas New Jersey A3666, if enacted, would have designated the pork roll, egg, and cheese sandwich as the New Jersey state sandwich. And whereas New Jersey A3667, if enacted, would have designated the Taylor ham, egg, and cheese sandwich as the New Jersey state sandwich. And whereas only in Jersey would the opposing bills be introduced on the same day. And whereas only in Jersey would the opposing bills be sponsored by the same guy. And whereas neither of the bills passed. And whereas if we can't agree on one thing, we'll never agree on anything. Be it known by these presents, the best sandwich is really pork roll, egg, and cheese sub-style, with the works. Just saying. Prior to that legislative debacle, Rutgers, the state university without a state in its name, poster child for identity crisis, conducts a poll. No surprise that pork roll and Taylor ham are basically tied within the poll's margin for error. And no surprise that 1 in 7 don't care. But only in Jersey would 12% admit to not even knowing what they call the damn thing. And a conflicted 2% of New Jerseyans use the two names interchangeably. They probably all live within a couple miles of the Raritan River. There's a middle-of-the-road diner in Middlesex County with a menu item named Taylor Ham and Cheese Bagel in bold-faced type. And a description that reads, grilled Trenton pork roll and American cheese. In their misguided effort to please everyone, they have managed to mix and mash two different brands. But don't worry, both brands are made by the same company, because that's how we pork roll in New Jersey. Sometimes for fun or nostalgia, I call the local Macy's BAMs. Or say I'm going to get milk at the A&P, though it's been Stop and Shop like forever. My wife Joanne has become inured, or has learned to ignore me. But she draws the line when I call our neighbor Ken Ben. More so when I call him Ken Ben. And I draw the line with food. It's okay if I order a Coke and you ask me if Pepsi's okay, because that's all you have. But if I order bruschetta, do not ask me if I mean bruschetta. Not if you want a tip anyways. The summer before the pandemic, on the 26th anniversary of our first date, Joanne and I are sitting behind home plate at First Energy Park, waiting for the Blue Claws game to start, while scout troops parade the field. Pork roll, egg, and cheese in one hand, swamp donkey in the other, and fries in my lap. By the time the inflated eyeballs race, the West Virginia Power will have been ahead 2-1 for 3 innings. The sneaky sun declines into twilight, and Buster breezes by on his skateboard, spraying a stream of soap bubbles across the concession level. Joanne sends me off to the funnel cake line, where I stew helplessly while the West Virginia second baseman doubles in an insurance run. That will prove superfluous. Returning to my row, foreign plastic groans in complaint as I step shakily over my seat back to avoid squeezing my fat ass past the half row of strangers' knees. Settling in after the graceless effort, T-shirt coated with confectionery sugar. I think Joanne is giving me the mano a borsa, but she's showing me a stubborn bubble gripping the base of her right pinky. I gaze into the magical orb and see reflected in spectral light the panoramic stadium crowd, my wife's wide childlike smile, and pork roll coasting past cheese along the third base line towards home. I have a couple of asterisks or notes about this poem. When I say the same guy, so the bills were introduced by the same guy, that would be Timothy James Eustace, a staunch environmentalist, as well as the first openly gay person to be elected to the New Jersey legislature as a non-incumbent. First Energy Park, originally named GPU Energy Park and now named Shoretown Park, home field of the Lakewood Blue Claws from 2001 to 2020, and the Jersey Shore Blue Claws from 2021 to the present. Inflated eyeballs. The Envision Eye Care Eyeball Race. According to a release posted on MILB.com on May 11, 2015, following Monday's announcement that the NFL has suspended Tom Brady for the first 4 games of the 2015 regular season for conduct detrimental to the integrity of the NFL, the Lakewood Blue Claws have made the decision to immediately and permanently prohibit Mr. Brady from First Energy Park to preserve the integrity of the inflatable Envision Eyeball Eye Care Race. The Envision Eye Care Eyeball Race is held nightly and has been since 2001. The 3 eyeballs, blue, green, and brown, need to be inflated each night, and inflation or deflation of the eyeballs could easily impact their results. The team noted the importance of preserving the integrity of this nightly competition. Entering Monday, Blue Eye had won 9 of the 15 races this year, with Green Eye and Brown Eye each winning 3. Second baseman, Austin Shenton, who, as of the writing of this poem, is an infielder with the Birmingham Biscuits. He can't get away from playing on teams named after food. Pork roll coasting past cheese. The nightly 7th inning pork roll, egg, and cheese race. That's the only thing I'm not sure of in this poem, the winner of that race. I actually Facebook messaged the Blue Claws. I haven't received any answers, so I asked them, do they know who won that race on that day in 2019? So if I ever get an answer, I'll change or will not change the last line of the poem. But I'll just leave it for now as pork roll winning that race. So there you go, pork roll.